decline in China and grow in the rest of the world. And for the first time, the daily number of new deaths reported outside of China have surpassed those reported in the country, suggesting, as the New York Times put it, that the front line of the epidemic may be shifting. Experts are cautious, though, about declaring China out of the woods and are closely watching what happens as restrictions there are lifted and people return to work. And if the front lines are shifting, it's to places like South Korea, Italy, and Iran. South Korea now reporting more than 5,600 cases and Iran almost 3,000. In Italy, with more than 2,500 cases, weighing plans to close schools for 2 weeks. India reporting its first cases yesterday, a traveler from Italy and 6 of his family members. Today, the count of infections there climbing to 28. In the U.S., more states reporting their first cases, along with a report from New Hampshire that a patient with the disease broke self-isolation and attended a party. This as health officials still trying to get a handle on the key characteristics about this virus, including the fatality rate. The World Health Organization yesterday saying globally about 3.4% of reported COVID-19 cases have died, compared with far fewer than 1% of people with the seasonal flu. The difference, they note, is that people haven't built up immunity to this new virus and are more susceptible to infection and, for some, severe disease. Guys?
Well, Meg, 3.4% I think has gotten some people's attention this morning, and what you might imagine is a negative way. Isn't that higher than what we'd anticipated originally? How accurate is that? It's above where the Spanish influenza was in 1918, I believe.
Yeah, it's certainly considered an early estimate. That is really just where we stand right now. And what a lot of people are saying is, especially as we are starting to see new countries reporting cases, what are getting picked up are the more severe cases. So the death count is going to be sort of artificially high until we start detecting all of the mild cases as well, guys. Inside China, we'd heard more of a fatality rate of about 2%. And really what experts will tell you is it's important to break this down by age. People who are older have a higher death rate. Younger people, not so much.
Yeah, Meg, in every pandemic of any major proportion, including the 1958 incredible flu season, there's always a tremendous number of people who die overseas, and the public health system is just so poor overseas in so many countries. Obviously, it's very bad in Italy, even though I thought that the northern Italy had dealt with that system pretty good. Can we start distinguishing between the rest of the world and United States? Because we've never had the same lethality rate in any flu that the rest of the world has, because I really think that the WHO, which has really particularly done a terrible job, is just scaring the heck out of people when they're not distinguishing between ages and not distinguishing between countries.
Yeah, Jim, of course, it's going to be different wherever you are, how old you are, and also what kind of underlying conditions you have. Smokers, people with chronic respiratory conditions, those are the people who are facing worse outcomes potentially from this. 80% of people will have a mild case if the data from China stands up around the rest of the world.